On November 9th of '99, the charge against me was finally withdrawn. It had been a long process to get it withdrawn. Numerous court appearances, a preliminary inquiry that sent my case to trial. Really, it was the tenacity of Marlis that got these charges withdrawn. She insisted on a Crown review of this case, and she had told me that if ever she had seen a case that should not go to trial, this was the one. And she was going to do everything in her power to prevent it from happening.
We knew that this was likely to happen, so along with other nurses groups, we went to the courthouse, and the picture was presented and the charge was withdrawn. And needless to say, people were ecstatic. We went outside and threw up our arms in joy and hugged and kissed and danced around, and it was the best news that we had heard. And all of the nurses around Ontario cheered with us. Many had been aware of what was going on. They'd sent cards, they'd sent messages of sympathy. And we were thrilled to have all the media there for this moment, because that was the moment that we wanted to share with the public, that there's no way that this happened. This is a wonderful young woman, a wonderful nurse. We hope she continues in her profession, and we want to give her all the support we can.
Barb Wall and Doris Grinspoon, who's the executive director at RNAO, were dancing with my father in the street, which made it to the news, which he still talks about. And it was amazing. So many powerful people in nursing standing there with me and my coworkers and with my family. Everybody was just so happy and so relieved that this was finished. It was just, it was incredible. It was a proud day. It was a proud day for me as a person, but also for me as a nurse, to see everybody standing together.
It's so easy for this to happen to anybody. Maybe not to the same extent, but accusations can come from anywhere at any time. And to have the support and backup of your union to help you get through it is exactly what you need to have, because we are vulnerable. And I know I'm not the only person who at the beginning wouldn't have called a lawyer. I know I'm not. We trust too much. And perhaps now that won't happen anymore. I'm not saying, I wouldn't do anything too differently. Would I take him to an isolated room again? No. No, I wouldn't. And in a way, that's very sad, because people should be allowed to die with dignity and not having people stare at them.
My view of ONA has really changed. When the part-time and casual nurses at Humber became unionized, I was angry. I was really angry. I did not want to lose $50 a month, and I didn't understand why I had to, because I didn't see any point to nurses having a union. I didn't understand why we needed one. I thought, well, you know, we're healthcare workers, this is our job, this is what we do. You guys are just making it difficult, you're making relations with the employer difficult, and I don't like it, and I don't want to be part of it. And I didn't like that I didn't have a choice. I don't begrudge that $50 anymore. It's the support you can get from them is just, you can't measure it. It's amazing. And if you need help, they're there. They're there for you. They do so much that we don't know about. And part of that is part of the problem. We don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, and they're trying to make a safer and better work environment for all of us, and we don't realize that. Nurses don't want to be part of a union. We don't want to be seen as the dock worker walking up and down with a sign, but we do need people protecting our rights and our safety and our practice, and ONA does that. And I never realized that before. And now I want to make sure that everybody realizes it.
I feel very proud of what ONA was able to do for Gita. I think this is a concrete example of the importance of having a union to support nurses, and it's a concrete example of how effective we can be. Unfortunately, there are other examples which took place at almost the same time where nurses who were not unionized didn't have that support. And certainly in a difficult time like this, that support is critical. We put this legal assistance plan in place many, many years ago, and it's been called on, unfortunately, a number of times, and we're glad that we have it there. A few years ago, at the annual meeting, our nurses took a vote to increase the support for each member who might be charged in such a way, to increase to $300,000 per case. I'm proud of that because we needed that amount of support, and we're glad we were able to give it.
They didn't doubt me for a second. None of these people had ever set eyes on me before. They didn't know anything about me, and they still did all of this for me. They just knew that there was something wrong, and I didn't have to prove anything to them for them to do what they did. And that's just amazing. You couldn't ask for anything more. You really couldn't. I wasn't even asking for what I got. It was just offered. It was just offered, and that's the kind of union that they are. That's the kind of group of people that they are. It's just, I can't say enough about them. I don't know what we would have done without them. I really don't. I don't know what we would have done without them.
Thank you so much. Really nice. I'm proud of you. Very proud. We're proud of you.
This young woman was doing what is the essence of nursing, which is holding people, comforting them, caring for them. And we will probably never forgive the system for doing that. And what we want to do is make sure this kind of thing never happens again.
I'm back doing what I'm supposed to be doing and what I love to do. And it's the best feeling in the world. I love it.